Hey guys, welcome back to our Fantasy Premier League streams. And I am back joined by my friend Olivia Buzaglo. Super excited. This is the first stream that we've done together. Honestly, I'm low-key happy we didn't talk about weeks 2 and 3 because I had an absolute mare start. But Leia, first off, how's it going?
Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I feel like if we could rewind to like this time last year and the conversations we had around game weeks 1, 2, and 3, we would be having, if we'd have done it this year, they would have been exactly the same. Because I have had 3 awful game weeks. I was so close to wildcarding, but
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not, I'm not, I'm so close. To be honest, I wildcard at this stage every season. So I think I'm going to wildcard next week because my fixtures, we'll get onto it, but my fixtures of my team look too good for this week. So I think I'm going to hold off for one more week, but I can completely understand why a lot of people have.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys about my mare start to the season. Just for transparency, well, I think I started with Harry Kane and Holland, and then Darwin scored, and I was like, "Oh, he's so much cheaper. I'm just going to bring him in for Harry Kane, and Harry Kane is going to face Chelsea soon. He doesn't score against Chelsea. This is going to be great." I bring Darwin in for game week 2. He gets a red card, and I was like, "Damn it!" like, well,
So
and I'm
bad.
going to be out for a couple of weeks. I can't have so much money just sitting on my bench waiting for him to be back, blah, blah, blah. And so then I had to like move my transfers around to bring Harry Kane back into my team.
Yeah.
After the Chelsea game where he scored, I had Perisic in. When I had him in, he was doing nothing. I took him out. Then the day I took him out, he got 12 points. I was like, I can't win. I can't win with this.
No.
So I was so fed up. After last week, I was just like transfer.
I literally, I mean, I'm the same as you, and I was always going to do Kane to Haaland. That was always what I was going to do, and I'm going to stick by that as well. But I don't like my team at all. But I'm looking at those fixtures. I mean, Mount is the one. Like, I've got Mount in my team, and I was like, right, I'm going to give him Leeds away, and if he doesn't do anything, I'm going to take him out. And then I looked at Leicester at home and was like, oh, but that's a really good fixture. So now I'm keeping him, and I just know, like, it's like I've got money in the bank, so I could do a straight swap from Mount to Luis Diaz, who have got Bournemouth at home. And in my head, I'm thinking about doing that, but then I'm just like, oh, my Chelsea. I need to take my Chelsea hat off because, like, if our last performance was anything to go by, then I should really take all my Chelsea players out my team, and I have got 3 of them, so it's not looking good.
I have your team up. Next week, I'll try to make this a little bit bigger and sort it out. It might be like a little bit small, but this was your last week. So
that back four is doing so well in it. 0, 0, 1, 1. Cool. And the problem is that, like, you know, Cucurella to Perisic, I feel like is a waste of a transfer for this game week. I think I'll probably transfer Cucurella out on a wild card. But I just thought for this game week, Leicester at home, it just feels like too good. I mean, to be honest, it's not a great team, is it? I don't really like my team, but like I said, the fixtures for next week or for this weekend are just too good.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. So what transfers did you make any transfers? Are you rolling your transfer?
So I haven't actually made any transfers. I think I'm going to roll the transfer, and then if I want to do like a mini wild card and just take a -4 on Monday to do 3 transfers, then that's probably what I'll do. Because I'm looking at the fixtures, like just now looking at my team, like there's no one really. Like I have I have 10 players with home fixtures, and the 11th is either Dewsbury Hall away at Chelsea or Andreas Pereira away at Arsenal. So then they're not like ideal, the last player, but I just don't see the point in taking a -4 to take out a player that's 5.5 and putting another player that's all at 5 and putting a player that's 5. There's no one really standing out to me. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that, roll the transfer. The only thing I could do, like I said, was Luis Diaz for Mount, and I'm tempted.
I was tempted, and now after like Liverpool start to the season,
I know, they're just not. Yeah, but like it's Bournemouth. It's Bournemouth.
I know, but
I've got to try and think.
Fulham. I said it's Fulham. It's Palace. It's
yeah, true. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm just in my head thinking, well, they have to react at some point. Like they have to.
That's the
They're
thing.
gonna
Do you
get. Do you know what
think
I mean? They're
that
gonna get a reaction. It's at Anfield. Bournemouth are, yeah, not great.
do you think that it's like what do you think the reason for their performances is? Do you think it's a disappointment from the Champions League final kind of bled in?
I think it's the mid. Like obviously, you know, no one had sympathy for Chelsea when we had loads of injuries last season. They just had to say get on with it when we lost a lot of our best players. Now Liverpool are in a similar situation. Maybe not their best players because you look at Salah, Luis Diaz is still fit, Van Dijk and Alisson are still fit, but they have lost a lot of first team players and their midfield's just really weak. You know, James Milner shouldn't be playing in midfield at his age for Liverpool in Premier League games. Yeah, he's a good versatile player to have to bring off the bench if you need him, but not to be playing central midfield alongside Henderson and Harvey Elliott. I do really like. I think he's a really good player. But again, like I'm just not sure if those three as like a trio they're not anywhere near the standard that you need to be to play in the Premier League. Or they are, but maybe just not for Liverpool. So I think that's where they struggled in midfield. It does look like they're missing Mane. I think everyone underestimated just how big of an
Yeah.
impact he would have, or just like a hole that he left. I mean, Luis Diaz is class. That I can't quite put my finger on why it's not going. It's not going wrong as a collective. It's not even just individuals. Like Trent and Robbo are usually absolutely brilliant, and even they look off it. Even Virgil van Dijk for the first time ever, everyone's saying, "Oh, he looks a little bit off it." So individuals aren't performing, but as a team, they're really struggling as well. But I fully expect this to be like 3 or 4-0 against Bournemouth. Like I know they've had a poor start to the season, but I'm not expecting anything other than like a big Liverpool win.
And that kind of brings me to my wild card because I hated
I haven't
transfer.
seen this actually. I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
What was
you
your team
haven't
before? So
seen.
this was your team before.
So this is my team
Yeah.
before, exactly. So I'll show you guys. I had Ward from Leicester. I was super excited about saving money in my goalkeeper
Mm.
option because I was like, oh, okay, they have 4 million. Like either way, one of them is going to play. Leicester have been conceding a lot of goals. Trent, he's only had 4 points in 3 games, so just over a point a game. I had Cancelo, which I did not see them drawing 3-3 to Newcastle.
Can I just say, I'm looking at this team. I'm looking at this team thinking, what, you don't need to wild card. Like that's
Oh
that's
my
a
god,
really good team.
I've already done it.
I know you've already
I
done it, but like
was
I'm looking at that going, like, I mean, I have. So if I was gonna like Trippier is one I want to get in. I've got Cancelo, got Trent, got Salah, got Andreas Pereira, got Martinelli, got Haaland, got Jesus. Like, oh, we've got a lot of the same players.
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
was just
I do
thinking
want to
like
wild card, but
I was thinking like, oh, like Nico Williams. Like I don't know
yeah,
if I
you
want
don't
him
really
to
want to be
like
playing him. You don't really want to be in a position where you have
like
to play him every week.
starting
Yeah,
Andreas as well.
yeah,
Like I think I got kind of lucky with this. Bailey, Bailey,
yeah. Bailey, yeah.
like he got an assist, I believe. Yeah, an assist against Palace. But other than that, like he hasn't really been doing anything. So this was my team. I was super fed up with it. Like maybe I should have just sat on it because I've been super pissed with fantasy.
Mm,
I'll show you my team now. Like
okay.
the big point. Okay, so first I brought in Henderson from Forest as well because I still feel like they have like a potentially good defense. And so even though I
Mm,
transferred out Nico Williams, I brought him in because I wasn't getting any points from Ward. I kept Cancelo and Trippier because I really like them. I really
mm,
wanted to bring in an Arsenal defense because
yeah.
I just feel like they've been really strong and Zinchenko is getting assists and getting clean sheets as well. And then I took out Harry Kane. This is the thing, like I have Ivan Toney, who I was thinking, oh, could be a very good option. But right now, I don't know where to fit him in. He's on my bench, but he's been scoring a lot of goals. He has 2 goals and 2 assists already in 3 games.
Oh,
Uh,
I would look at. I mean, looking at your defense, I
and
feel like
then
I'd go. I feel like I would go Ivan Tony. Why don't you just play? Why don't you play? Oh, that's hard actually, because I suppose you brought Rodrigo in, so you probably want to play him against Brighton. But that Everton at home fixture, I think that's really
it
good.
looks
I would
really
actually
good.
bench maybe one of your defenders to definitely get Tony in.
And then the other thing is that, like, I've brought Reece James in because I think Chelsea have pretty favorable fixtures, but I
Yeah.
also do have enough money in the bank to keep Trent in my team if I want.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the big ones because I just look at this. Perisic, Nottingham Forest. I kind of want to keep him in for that. Zinchenko, Fulham at
Yeah.
home. Kind of want to keep him in for that. Trippier, Wolves away. Newcastle have been playing well. Kind of want to keep him in for that one.
Yeah. It's a big
So
decision. I mean, everyone in your team's got good fixtures this week. I think that's the one thing. That's the
yes,
annoying thing, isn't it?
so I think if I were to bench someone, I don't know, like maybe Martinelli, but he's also been like he's 22 points already this season. Jesus has looked
Yeah.
really strong too.
Yeah, I
Maybe
wouldn't be
not,
taking out. I wouldn't be looking
you
out to
know.
take any of your, Martinelli, Salah, Haaland, Jesus. I wouldn't be looking to take out that, like, as in bench them. I would not bench Zinchenko. I wouldn't bench Cancelo, and I wouldn't bench James. The three I'm looking at are Trippier, Wolves away. I mean, that's potential to be got. He can obviously get returns. Perisic as well. He was limping after the game a little bit. I don't know whether that's anything to read into. Or Rodrigo. I know he's playing well and he is playing as a number 9. It just depends who you think's more likely to score. Rodrigo, Everton, Brighton away. Brighton very good defensively, or
That's true.
Tony, Everton at home. When I don't know, I don't know. I feel like if I had the two of them, I would probably be swaying more towards Tony, just
Yeah,
because of that
that's
fixture. And Everton are pretty poor, whereas Brighton are actually a very good side at the moment. It's not like Leeds are going. I mean, I know they played well against us, but the real, I don't know, the likelihood of them putting in that performance again against Brighton, I think, is very, very slim.
yeah, that's true as well. So there's
That's a
I want
decision
to
you're going
put
to have
Tony
to,
in, but I'm kind of like thinking, yeah, like who do I bring him
take
in
out.
for?
Yeah.
Probably I don't know. Trippier has 20 points this
Yeah.
season. Perisic has 17,
Yeah.
and Rodrigo
He's got
has
the
30.
most.
That's the thing. Like, maybe I jumped the ship and I've just like lost out on all of these potential returns.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's
Mm.
kind of what I'm thinking about right now. But this is my team. I feel better about it. I don't know. I wasn't like loving Harry Kane in my team.
Yeah.
It
Spurs
just
aren't
like,
playing doesn't feel like they're playing that well. I know they were scraping, they sort of scraping over the line. I know Harry Kane's been the one scoring, but I'm looking at Jesus and Haaland, and I think both of them are probably better options across the season. Although, what worries me is Pep coming out and saying that once they start playing 2 games a week, that Haaland is not going to play every game, whereas
yeah.
Kane, is going to play every single game, home and away. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna keep Holland in my team until I kind of like see what
Uh,
Pep does. Is he going to be
yeah,
one of
until
the?
he drops him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a good idea. To be fair.
So looking at the fixtures, I'm just going to go to the fixture difficulty rating here. If you guys don't use this, like I assume most people do, but it's like literally like a Bible for me. It's so good just to be able to visualize what fixtures each team has coming up. So are there any players with super favorable fixtures that you have your eye on?
I would say Tony's one of them. Although I don't have Tony in my team, but you're looking at Brentford. However, what I would say is that Crystal Palace away does look like that's not a green fixture. Selhurst Park is such a tough place to go. It'll be under the lights. It's in the evening. I that's really tough. But then you look at Leeds and Southampton, a very nice fixture. So what I would say with the FDR is don't just look at the colour. Like, do look at the fixture, because to me that Crystal Palace away should not be green. That should at
Mhm.
least be like that white colour, just like a medium sort of rating. Like Villa have got West Ham at home, and they're saying that like, I don't know. I feel like Crystal Palace away is probably, I don't know. I think you've just got to be careful with the ratings, because I think on paper I would put Crystal Palace away as like a very tough game for Brentford. But
Yeah.
however, look at those and then look at the Leeds fixtures. So Rodrigo, like you say, even
Yeah.
maybe Brendan Aronson if you wanted to save money. Brighton, Everton, Brentford, Nottingham Forest, pretty good. And also Liverpool and City. So when you look at them just at the bottom of the screen, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Everton, Wolves, and then Palace, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, Spurs. So I think they're, but most people have got Liverpool and City players. So I would say.
I only have Solana. That's the thing. Do I keep Trent in my team? Do I do Trent to restreams to Trent? Looking at these fixtures, knowing how Liverpool have started,
I would say you've
Liverpool.
got time. You've got time to do that. Whether you don't, but I mean, if you wanted him for a fixture out of them all, Bournemouth at home is probably the fixture you want. But then I can understand you going for Reece James because Reece James has offered more in that wing back position in terms of clean sheets and goals and assists so far this season. So that's another tough decision. But obviously you're on a wild card, so you can still put Trent in. I have got Trent and I'll be keeping him, but he will be coming out if he doesn't keep a clean sheet or get a goal or an assist.
Yeah, I feel like Liverpool, I expected them to have a better start to the season, so I'm a bit confused and I just don't know what to expect. And with Chelsea as well, I mean, we conceded 2 goals against Spurs. Obviously, those 2 goals, I don't know, at least one of them seemed that it shouldn't have counted. But to concede 3 against Leeds, this Leicester team haven't been doing well. They are without a win. So I should be a favorable fixture on paper.
Classic, on paper.
But I just never know. And yeah, I transferred Harry Kane out because, well, they have like 3 weeks of favorable fixture. Well, West Ham, again, they haven't been getting off to the best start of the season either, but I just felt like, they haven't been playing amazing, so I'm going to save the money and bring in Tony from Brentford. But yeah, definitely take a look at this. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, so it's just back to us. So in terms of captaincy, Liv, there's a couple of players that I have my eye on. I'm just going to pull up my personal team, but I think we have pretty similar players. Erling Haaland at home against Crystal Palace, Jesus at home against Fulham, Salah at home against Bournemouth. Are those kind of like the 3 players that you're in between? Do you have anybody else on your radar?
No, I think this is the hardest captaincy so far. I think Haaland's looked good every time he's played, although the only thing putting me off is that Palace usually play quite well against City for some reason, especially at the Etihad. I'm either Jesus or Salah. I cannot make my mind up, but that's what's been my problem this season, is that I've got my captains all wrong. Every time I pick a captain, they just out of the 3 big boys that people are captaining, I always just seem to pick the wrong one. Now, last week I picked Jesus over Salah. This week I'm swaying more towards Salah, but then I think form-wise, Jesus is just in unbelievable form, and whether he should have got a goal and an assist at least last game week. And I don't know, Fulham have conceded the most big chances in the league as well. So I was on Jesus, I'm now on Salah, but I think I might change before the deadline, because Jesus is just, I don't know, there's something about him that's like, my gut said Jesus, but this is such a typical game that, like, Salah, I know, but like Salah's record against Bournemouth is so good. I'm pretty sure he scored like each of the last like 5 or something like that, and Bournemouth are a bit poor defensively, so I'm literally 50-50. Like, my gut said, you are.
No, I said we're gonna captain Jesus, and then Salah's gonna get like a hat trick against Bournemouth.
No, I don't say that, because that will literally be what happens. And I really don't know. Like, my gut initially, when I first looked at the pictures, I was like Jesus. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, oh, maybe Salah. And now I'm literally dead in the middle and cannot pick between the 2.
Yeah,
but I know which one I pick. It'll be the wrong one, so it doesn't matter.
So everybody in the comments, let us know who you're going for captaincy choices. We're between Salah and Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, I'm in the exact same situation. I've been like flip-flopping it the entire week, and I think I'm probably just going to change it and then forget about it and then land on whoever I have. Do you have any like interesting differential players that you have your eye on? Because I feel like my team is very similar to a lot of other people's teams. I haven't seen like that one maybe Rodrigo, but I don't even think he's so much of a differential anymore.
No, I don't. I haven't actually got. I mean, Pascal Gross was one that a lot of people went for. I'm not going to go for him, even though I think Brighton played really well. He's not on pens, and I think that was everyone put Gross in their teams, because obviously he scored, didn't he, 2 against Man United, and he was getting in good positions against Newcastle, but just not. He didn't quite have that same effect. But people thought obviously on pens, and then he just turns out he wasn't on pens. You could go someone like Jack Harrison, who looked really good against Chelsea, but whether he can keep that up, I don't know. He's only owned by 3.3% of people. Someone like Gundogan for City as well.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be getting amongst the goals and assists. He's got 3 points in the first game, and then 10 and 8. I think he scored in both of the last two. So yeah, I think Gundogan's probably a really good shout. I mean, on a wild card, I may look to get him in because of City's fixtures, but it's just so hard to fit everyone in. And like when you've got someone like Martinelli, who's like so cheap, and he's returning as well, I'd probably opt to go for him over Gundogan. But Gundogan's only one to keep an eye on, only 4.5% ownership, so
Well,
maybe.
maybe.
Hmm.
I hope that we have a better week this week because I've been fed up with the game starting off. It's been a terrible start, but I feel like we both tend to start not fantastic and then it picks up towards like the middle of the season, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the only thing giving me like hope is that I always start really poorly, and I always seem to try like to get it back as the season goes on. So it just depends. But I need to, if I wildcard, I need to get my wildcard right, and I need to get my captains right. I think they're the two main things, because I think I'm going to wildcard next week, whether it be for the midweeks. Depending on how my team does this week, I'll then make a decision. Knowing me, my team will get about 30 points, and I'll be like, right, let's hit wildcard already. But we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, or you could be like me and just like see the game and make like rogue transfer decisions. I've been so bad about it. I usually try to hold off.
Yeah.
I've been like trying to beat like the price changes as well, and it just like has not.
Yeah. Hasn't it's like backfired, yeah.
It backfired. Yeah, it did backfire. But guys, I hope that this was helpful or at least enjoyable to see like how poorly we
See how
started.
bad we are.
But I hope that you enjoyed this and let me know who's in your team, who you think is a must transfer, and who your captaincy option is as well. Best of luck to you all, and until next time, we're out. Bye.